This is the Ask Faleskini podcast, where the modern economy is discussed from a skeptic's perspective. Mr. Faleskini helps you distinguish what is sustainable in our economy and what isn't. Not everything that glitters is gold, and not all mud is dirty. The podcaster Mr. Faleskini provides no-nonsense advice. He had it all, lost it all, went bankrupt multiple times, and is now attempting to come back from zero with sustainable growth. There are numerous coaches and preachers on the internet that preach about positive thinking and how life is all roses if you just care to see it that way. Well, Mr. Faleskini is definitely not one of them. We recommend you ask Faleskini to keep it real. He discusses the darker side of the current economic reality, the side that's more important for your personal and business finance. His first intention is to help you keep what you already have. Not to be a complete party pooper, Mr. Faleskini will also hint at the earning opportunities in the economy today. In order to please the almighty algorithm, please like, share, and subscribe. And now it's time to start taking notes. The mic goes to the podcaster, the one and only Mr. Faleskini.
Thank you, Taylor. During my recent consulting session, I was asked, how does artificial intelligence impact the economy? Artificial intelligence is often in the news, and most of the time only technical innovations are presented. The impact on economy is almost not a topic of mass media. That is exactly the reason why I'm dedicating this whole bonus episode to ins and outs of artificial intelligence and its impacts on today's economy. Let's get right into the theory and background info. I will rely heavily on Wikipedia for definitions. Let's start with history. Artificial intelligence began its life in fiction novels. Only in 1956, less than 70 years ago, artificial intelligence was founded as an academic discipline. Artificial intelligence is intelligence demonstrated by machines, as opposed to the natural intelligence displayed by animals, including humans. Today, it is applied in advanced web search engines, for example, Google, recommendation system used by YouTube, Amazon, and Netflix, understanding human speech such as Siri and Alexa, self-driving cars like Tesla, for example. As machines become increasingly capable, tasks once considered requiring intelligence are often removed from the definition of artificial intelligence, a phenomena known as AI effect. For instance, optical character recognition is frequently excluded from things considered to be artificial intelligence, even if this was state-of-the-art technology in the late 80s and early 90s. It is now assumed that OCR has become a routine technology. The various subfields of research are centered around particular goals and the use of particular tools. The traditional goals of research include reasoning, knowledge representation, planning, learning, natural language processing, perception, and the ability to move and manipulate objects. General intelligence, the ability to solve an arbitrary problem, is among the few long-term goals. To solve these problems, the researchers have adopted an integrated wide range of problem-solving techniques, including search and mathematical optimization, formal logic, artificial neural networks, and other methods based on statistic probability and economics. I know this theoretical part is getting a bit long, but presenting the following 9 fields might spark an idea where you or your business can profit from this state-of-the-art technology. Reasoning, problem-solving is one of the fields. Imitating step-by-step reasoning that humans use when they solve puzzles or make logical deduction. Many of these algorithms prove to be insufficient for solving large reasoning problems because they experienced a combinatory explosion. To simplify it, it's too many calculations, so they have become exponentially slower as the problem grew larger. And on top of that, even humans rarely use step-by-step deduction, the early AI research could model. We humans solve most of our problems using fast, intuitive judgment. The second field is knowledge representation. The ontology represents knowledge as a set of concepts within a domain and relationship between those concepts. Knowledge representation and knowledge engineering allow programs to answer questions intelligently and make deduction about real-world facts. Some chatbots that are usually in customer support on web pages use this technology. They answer the most common questions, and only when things get too complicated, they will direct you to a physical person. The third field is computer program that can plan, so it's planning, that make a representation of the state of the world, makes prediction about how their action will change, and make choices that maximize the utility or value of the available choices. Fourth is the machine learning. Machine learning is a fundamental concept of artificial intelligence research. Since the field inception, is the study of computer algorithms that improve automatically through experience. Most of us are even not aware of this machine learning. However, we are in contact with it almost daily, especially if we have a car with automatic transmission. Nowadays, automatic transmission in cars can use machine learning to adapt to drivers' styles and improve comfort and also fuel consumption just by knowing how the certain driver will drive in which location. So machine learning is implemented in many machines that we are using. Next important field is natural language processing that allows machines to read and understand human language. We all know about Alexa and Siri that recognize our voice commands and execute preset programs or action based on what we told them to do. Next field is machine perception. That is the ability to use inputs from sensors such as cameras, microphones, active lidar, radar, sonar, and similar to deduce aspects of the world. One of the applications that is in common use is facial recognition, which helps you unlock your phone. Next field is motion and manipulation. Artificial intelligence is heavily used in robotics. Localization is how a robot knows its location and maps its environment. Next field is social intelligence. Social intelligence is an interdisciplinary umbrella that comprises many systems that recognize, interpret, process, and simulate human feelings, emotions, and moods. And the last I will mention is general intelligence. A machine with general intelligence can solve a wide variety of problems with versatilities similar to human intelligence. General intelligence solutions are often in the news. However, until today, I didn't find any useful applications for my business or other businesses. Enough of the theory for this episode. I'm a firm believer in the quote, ask the experienced rather than the learned. This is the reason why I will share my experience in the field. I tried to make my first computer program utilizing an artificial intelligence algorithm in the late 80s. I was working on trivial pattern recognition and anticipations of the answers in tests. Even if I have some first-hand experiences, I don't consider myself an expert, namely because the field is developing so fast that my knowledge and my experience are obsolete like 40 years later. So my hands-on experience just helped me better understand the experts, and sometimes I'm able to pose relevant questions. And here's a disclaimer. I'm a bit biased since two of my friends have built a company around evolutionary algorithms. So I tend to favor this field a bit more since I've seen tangible results and how they can optimize schedules and impact time savings, quality of employers' life, improve logistics, and while also producing energy savings for companies that utilize their software. Regardless of my bias, there are two main groups of people when it comes to the topic. The first group freaks out when they hear about machine learning, and that is the reason these kind of people tend to avoid it. In some cases, even as far as denying its existence. I do believe that this is also the consequence of movies like Terminator and similar, where they talk about robots just taking out our civilization. And there is a second group that tends to believe that artificial intelligence is the solution to all our issues and problems, and that is already omni-applicable in our life. My opinion is that there is no escape from artificial intelligence in today's world. Everybody living in the civilized world gets in contact with artificial intelligence, directly or indirectly, regardless if she or he perceives it. I also believe that artificial intelligence can't solve all our problems, simply because intelligence is good for certain type of problems. But to solve the most important problems, intelligence will not be enough. Wisdom will have to be applied. And to be more precise about how I use artificial intelligence, let me mention a few applications and programs that I use. I use Google Search and Navigation. I use Grammarly to help me with my content creation. I have dyslexia, so having this support is paramount for my existence in the content world. Thank you, Grammarly. I use multiple expert systems, and I use intelligence cybersecurity systems. I'm also active on social media. In the mainstream media, it's reported that artificial intelligence are deciding on who gets the views and who gets the followers. My experience shows that these algorithms might have something to do with initial success. But from a certain level, there is a person that decides whether you, your blog, your channel, or your podcast will be successful on their platform. Namely, expert system will prepare a very precise outline of your views of the world based on content that you search, publish, view, and like. If you are lucky, the person in charge will like the expert system's results, and if the person in charge shares your worldview, he or she can let you pass into the big league. And the last and not least important field I'm in contact with artificial intelligence is credit rating reports. As a treasurer, I get to check my clients' credit rating all the time, regularly, before I start working with them, and when we're already working, I'm always checking their credit rating reports. I need to precisely understand how the algorithms source the input data so I can prepare a credit rating improvement strategy. This directly helps my client get more favorable financing. Enough of my experiences. Let me present opportunities for business people. First and most important opportunity is to start consciously using available artificial intelligence algorithms and applications in order to optimize and improve your business process. This will give you and your company an edge over the competition. It is extremely important that you are aware that artificial intelligence can improve your business and that most businesses outside IT sector don't have the slightest clue how they can improve their business using artificial intelligence. One of the cases that we all use are bots. The simplest thing is if you have a business that is in B2C, you have clients that will ask questions. Bots can answer all the frequently asked questions, and your support staff will be relieved of these frequently asked questions, and they can take care of the most complicated and more important questions. So use bots. I would also recommend that you program or order someone to do it for you, bots that will gather data that you need on a daily basis. Third huge opportunity for business people is get some knowledge what algorithms of artificial intelligence are used by third parties, not you, but third parties, the outer world. And by knowing these algorithms and how they're being used, you can prepare or even manipulate inputs so you get better results when you need them. For example, I always help my clients prepare everything, so every input that potential algorithm that is based on artificial intelligence use to calculate their or their company's credit rating. So I help them prepare inputs that will improve their credit rating. There is a huge opportunity in many more fields. Credit rating is just one of the fields that I use. And from there on, there are also great opportunities for consultants. I would like to stress that it's important that consulting businesses start measuring the impact of artificial intelligence on their clients' businesses and propose an improvement strategy, tactics, and even execution plan on how their clients can benefit by third-party and their internal algorithms. The second really important opportunity for consultants in connection with artificial intelligence is consultants should test apps that use artificial intelligence and recommend it to the clients as a way to improve their productivity and profitability. And now, let me bring this episode to an end by stating the following. Yes, artificial intelligence has an impact on today's economy. For most people, the technology is most commonly applied to search engine results and online shopping recommendations. It can help your business optimize and automate your processes. Understanding how it works can improve your credit rating and much more. Please remember, one of the neurologic points of modern society is consistently trying to substitute wisdom with intelligence. So arrogant in search of more intelligence, humankind invented artificial intelligence on steroids. Let's not forget, arrogance diminishes wisdom, and wisdom is more important than intelligence. Artificial intelligence can be your assistant, but human wisdom must stay in charge. And back to Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. Faleskini, for this outstanding podcast. And thank you for listening to the Ask Faleskini podcast until the end. Mr. Faleskini would love to hear your feedback in the comments. And don't forget, if you want to know, ask Faleskini or listen to the Ask Faleskini podcast. In order to please the almighty algorithm, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.